It's a three-pronged attack. Subliminal, liminal, and superliminal.
Superliminal?
I'll show you. Hey, you!
Read Dance of Frozen Death, available on Amazon Kindle. Link in the description.
Yeah, alright.
I'm in.
Greetings, fellow mortals. I want to start this video out by saying that I'm no exception to this rule. I am a self-published author. I study storytelling techniques and writing styles all the time. I can't help deconstructing tales. It's my favorite pastime, and I have enjoyed watching Batman tales since I was a kid. Comic books, television, movies, and even video games. I love the character, but I don't think that I could make a perfect, ideal version of Batman, but I think that I can understand him a bit better than most people seem to nowadays, especially on social media.
I'm awesome.
Or maybe just Twitter, but I see a lot of takes where people call Batman a fascist. I have no idea where that's coming from, considering that Batman has a strict code. He only tends to get involved with violent crime and supervillains. He's not going to beat someone up for parking in the wrong spot, for public urination, or even for doing drugs. It's not like he would support those things, but at most I see him dropping in, telling people to stop, and then moving on to people that actually need saving.
There's only one thing we can do. Turn around and slowly walk away.
In fact, Batman fought many corrupt cops and politicians in his first few years. In a lot of ways, the crooked cops viewed him as a worse threat than murderers, abusers, and thieves. Just look at Batman Year One or Arkham Origins. In a lot of ways, Batman hated them more than regular criminals because they had a duty to serve the public. That's why he would beat out and publicly shame anyone with government authority that abused their station above the people of Gotham. Another argument is that he is a rich boy that's abusing the underprivileged, which is weird because Batman waged war against the mob, who are very rich. You know, the Falcone family. They had the entire city in their pocket. Other villains such as the Penguin or Black Mask are rolling in money. This complaint is odd considering that Batman only hurts people who commit violent crimes or the highest levels of robbery imaginable. Personally, it sounds like those who criticize Batman this way are classist and view all impoverished people as criminals.
I'm just saying.
Finally, there's the argument that Batman is abusing the mentally unstable, like he actually goes out of his way to be cruel to those with mental health issues. Never mind the many times that Batman tried to help Harley Quinn or Two-Face come back from the abyss. Bruce Wayne takes into account who he's facing. You don't see him brutalize Catwoman for stealing. You don't see him be cruel to Mr. Freeze about Nora. In fact, you don't even see him use excessive force on Victor Zsasz. He just takes them down as quickly as possible. A lot of the arguments seem to come down to the fact that Bruce Wayne is in fact rich, which is a weird thing to judge him on because Bruce Wayne is not shown to be a greedy person. He's dedicated his entire fortune to making Gotham better. Not just by fighting crime as a vigilante, Bruce Wayne runs countless charities, is constantly renovating Gotham, and will publicly speak against corruption wherever he sees it.
But in the end, we decided to just give it all away.
Come again, sir. I'm getting back in line.
It's like no one has read the source material because Wayne Industries is known for its generous pay, great benefits, and compassionate policies. In every way possible, Bruce Wayne is a compassionate billionaire. Now, this is fiction. I know that it wouldn't actually happen in real life, but this is the same universe where Superman and Wonder Woman fly around. So it's up to you to decide which one is more far-fetched. Aliens, Greek gods, or billionaires that actually care about making the world a better place.
Angel! don't believe it!
In fact, the most honest complaint could possibly be that Batman is a Gary Stu, meaning that he's a too perfect insert character that everyone likes and never struggles with anything. I mean, if he didn't constantly piss everyone off around him, including Alfred, his sidekicks, and the entire Justice League, or if he didn't get beaten to a bloody pulp all the time, or if he didn't fail in every fight ever whenever he was unprepared, or if he wasn't constantly depressed, or if he didn't have mommy and daddy issues, or if he wasn't so deranged that he actually thinks he's Batman as his real identity rather than Bruce Wayne.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
In fact, it's almost like Bruce Wayne is a deeply flawed man who dresses up like a bat and fights crime while having no superpowers. Not to mention that he leaves part of his face uncovered at all times, kind of like part of him wants to die already. Maybe his vulnerability and humanity is why so many people can relate to Batman. While the tech and money are important, Batman couldn't be a hero if he didn't have the brain, the drive, and the training to help him stand next to people with the power of gods. Superman is often criticized for being too perfect. His beliefs never waver, and his powers always save the day. Now, I love Superman, but he is a video for another day. Batman has to rely on his wit most of the time. As a detective, he has to solve crimes using clues and logic. He has to face down foes that are far stronger than him by using strategy. That's why Batman can always beat someone as long as he has prep time.
Think.
Bruce has dedicated his entire life to being the best physical and mental version of himself possible. And by mental, I mean his ability to think, not his mental health. He's read as much literature as he could. He studied for years to gain his detective mind. He put his body through hell so that he could fight at the highest level possible and ignore pain. In fact, all of that studying, training, and fighting is all just a distraction from the fact that he still blames himself for his parents' deaths. He constantly drowns in sadness and regret whenever he's not doing something productive. That is where Batman originates, and that's where Bruce Wayne originates as well. With the new The Batman movie, people like the fact that Bruce acted like a moody loner. That's because that's what he actually is. He's a moody loner that doesn't really like people. That comes off when he's Batman. As Bruce Wayne, he puts on a mental mask instead of a physical one. He's cheerful, indulgent, and flirty. He pretends to be interested in material things. It's all an act because that's the best way to keep his identity secret. He acts so wild and carefree that no one would even suspect that he's actually Batman.
A platypus plumber? Perry the platypus plumber?
And the thing that stands out the most about Bruce is that he actually does care. He cares a lot, even though he doesn't show it, especially with the children. Scenes that always stand out in my mind are when he's comforting kids that are in despair. His stoicism shatters as he shows them the compassion that James Gordon showed him long ago when he was a boy.
But it will get better in time. For you. That I promise.
Could you stay with me? I'm scared.
Robin needed to help bring the men who murdered his family to justice.
So he could turn out like you?
So that he wouldn't.
Because Batman does care. He knows what it's like to be weak and vulnerable. He wants to protect those that are vulnerable from harm. He never wants any child to suffer like he did. And that's why I think that Bruce Wayne would be the biggest family man there ever was. It's not something that I see often, or ever. At his best, Batman should value his adopted family more than anything. Richard Grayson should be his son in everything but blood. Their relationship should be great instead of strained at all times. Jason Todd's death should have devastated Bruce to a point that he almost went into a depression. Tim Drake should have brought a new life to Bruce's detective mindset. Batman should be dedicated to making sure that Damian Wayne never ends up like him. And that's just the Robins. Barbara should look at him as a second father figure rather than a romantic interest.
Sick as a dog now. Okay.
Stephanie Brown should want to learn everything she can from Bruce and view him as an idol. Bruce should show unbelievable compassion to Cassandra Cain. Carrie Kelly should be canon and look to Bruce to fill the void that her parents fail. There are so many other characters too. Alfred, Jim, Catwoman, Ace the Bat Hound, and of course, the most famous, the Bat Cow.
Shazoo!
Okay, we're somewhere in Europe.
But I suppose that's just my opinion of what I think he should be. Everyone seems to have a different view of Batman and his place in society. He means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Out of every comic book character, he has the most versions, interpretations, and media focused on him, even more than Superman or Spider-Man, because something about him resonates with everyone. He has the perfect formula to stir up emotion in the audience. And that's not even taking into account that Gotham is the best setting in comic book history, or the fact that Batman has the best villains, or the fact that he has the best standalone movies and television series. There's a lot more you can do with someone so weak yet so strong. There are many directions for a character that is so flawed, from Batman Brave and the Bold to the Batman movie, from Adam West Batman to the Dark Knight Returns Batman. He's one of the most influential characters in fiction, to the point that no one truly understands him anymore. And maybe that's the best part of his character.
That's beautiful, man.
But what do you think? Am I completely off base here? Do you think that writers and audiences understand Batman? What's your favorite version of Batman? Please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your perspectives. And thank you so much for watching. If you like my takes on storytelling, please consider subscribing and liking the video. It would really help me out. Also, please remember that I just released my original novel, Dance of Frozen Death, Book 1 in the Written in Stone series. Link in the description. I hope that you will check it out. I appreciate you. Do not despair.